This is the UFC Vegas 21 face-offs, weigh-in recap, predictions, and the updated betting odds. Have some footage for you guys here. We're going to go through the face-offs, talk about the matchups, give my predictions for the full card. Let's get into it. Starting it off here, we have Matthew Selmesberger and Jason Witt. Starts the night off. Good matchup here. As far as size goes, similar frames. I think both are good shape, but little height advantage there to Matthew Selmesberger. I like this matchup. I definitely lean Witt. He has really good wrestling abilities. He's a thick guy, as I said, though, not that much thicker, but he is pretty built. Matthew Selmesberger is less experienced, only 7-2 as a pro. His win, though, against Carlton Minas in his debut, decent unanimous decision performance for Jason Witt. In his last fight, he actually had a pretty good performance against Cole Williams, dominated him. And then his UFC debut was bad, though, because he lost quickly to Takashi Sato. I think Witt grinds it out. Potentially a decision here, near even odds. I like this matchup. I think it's a probably entertaining fight between both of these guys. And we're going to ride with Jason Witt to get it done. Both men on weight as well for this welterweight battle. Gloria Di Paula and Jin Yu Frey. I like this fight for both these girls. Di Paula was really impressive on the Contender Series. Jin Yu Frey was fairly impressive outside of the UFC. Has dropped some fights. I believe she's on a 2-fight losing streak. Let me quickly pull up her record and give you guys some confirmation on that. But good opponent as far as a debut goes for Gloria Di Paula. And I think Gloria really has a ton of potential. Yeah, 2 straight losses. She lost to Kay Hansen and Loma Lukbume. Was submitted by Kay in the 3rd round. And she lost to Loma by a unanimous decision. I see Gloria Di Paula outstriking her here. I really liked Di Paula a lot. I was impressed when she fought Pauline Macias. That was on Dana White's Contender Series. I think she wins by a decision here. And definitely somebody to watch as far as the UFC women's strawweight division goes. I think this is a good matchup for up-and-coming girls. And I think the up-and-coming girl that's going to get the W today, Gloria Di Paula. She's actually a pretty good favorite at -185. Jin Yu Frey, the +170 dog. We're going to ride Gloria Di Paula all day here in this matchup. And as far as size goes, only slightly taller, nothing substantial. Let's get to the next fight on the card. Courtney Casey and JJ Aldrich. I like this fight a lot. I think Courtney Casey's very skilled. Just drops fights. Just has fights that don't go her way. Gets submitted, loses close fights in the scorecards, bad matchups. JJ Aldrich, pretty tough girl. She is actually the favorite coming into this fight. Aldrich right now, sitting at a -145. Casey at the +135. It's definitely more of a toss-up fight, competitive. I can see why they give it to JJ Aldrich. As far as being the favorite, 8-4 versus 9-8. Aldrich's last fight was a split decision loss to Sabina Mazo. Prior to that, beat Lauren Mueller, lost to Macy Barber. For Courtney Casey, in her last fight, she lost to Jillian Robertson by submission. Win over Mara Barella. It's back forth, back forth. I think that this is a competitive matchup. I think it probably goes the distance unless maybe an early armbar finish for one of the two. I don't think the likelihood is serious here. I'm going to ride a JJ Aldrich decision win in a close and fairly competitive fight here. But I think Casey does have a chance. Her record is just not good to look at, but at the end of the day, it's not about records. It's about how you fight. Nazarat Hakparast and Rafa Garcia. I did an individual breakdown of this fight. Short notice replacement, Rafa Garcia takes on Nazarat. Pretty thick guy, Rafa Garcia. Nazarat Hakparast, very skilled, up-and-coming guy. Has lost fights, but also has had good performances inside of the UFC. I'm pretty high on Nazarat Hakparast. Undefeated, Rafa Garcia. He's a Combate champion. For me, I like Nazarat to win a decision here. This is a little bit too much of a step up, I feel, especially on short notice, for Rafa Garcia. It's a hard matchup. He's a +375 dog. Nazarat at the -420. Is there a chance the underdog wins here? Absolutely, there's a chance. Is there a high likelihood of it? I don't think so. I'm going to ride Nazarat Hakparast to get it done here. Next fight of the night. Good face-offs, though. I mean, they're definitely intense. The main event one is very good. I'm excited to talk about that. Excited to see it again. Ray Rodriguez, Rani Yaya. Yaya's been around for so long at this point. He's an OG vet of the game. This one was another tricky fight to really pick. I mean, as far as size goes, pretty similar. Yaya's been in the game for a very long time. As I mentioned, I do want to quickly pull up who Yaya's last fight was against, because off the top of my head, it's not coming to me. Rani Yaya fought his last fight. I believe he's been off. Okay, he hasn't been off for that long. He took a break. Really, he hasn't taken much of a break. I apologize. That's a mistake on my part. But he's been in the UFC for a very long time. Doesn't fight like 4 times a year. You know, he'll maybe get in the octagon twice a year. He's consistently doing 1 to 2 times a year. Had a loss to Ricky Simon in 2019. Draw against Enrique Barrizola. A majority draw. And now he takes on Ray Rodriguez. Pretty interesting matchup between these two. For Rodriguez, he lost to Brian Kelleher in just 39 seconds, but he's a good combate veteran, also fought on the Dana White's Contender Series. I don't think it's a total dominant fight for Rani Yaya by any means, but I think he beats Ray Rodriguez. If I say method, I'm saying decision. Yaya, though, is 36, but Rodriguez is 33. 3-inch reach advantage for Rodriguez here could be a factor, but I do think Yaya does get it done. He's honestly had a pretty good run in the UFC. He hasn't really gotten much momentum as far as like notoriety, but was on a 3-fight win streak before losing to Ricky Simon. Had a loss to Joe Soto, but prior to that was on a 4-fight winning streak. He's done good work in the UFC as far as record goes, just hasn't had those huge matchups. Now for the odds, minus 255 is Yaya, plus 235 is Ray Rodriguez. I like Rani Yaya to win this fight by a decision. Ray is a live dog, though. He definitely is. Should be fun. Next fight of the night, Charles Jourdain in action here against Marcelo Roja. He's a minus 240 favorite over Roja at the plus 220. Roja's definitely into it. He's excited. This is gonna be I think this is gonna be a fun fight. We just skip past it. I'll pause real quick so we can talk a little bit more about that fight. Let me quickly pull up both of their records, because I know Jourdain had that disappointing loss against Andre Fili. He came in with like very good hype. I mean, he fought Duho Choi. He knocked him out, and that was a huge win. Loses split decision to Fili, draw against Josh Culibao, and then he takes on Marcelo Roja. Roja 16-6 as a pro. He's a combate veteran. A lot of combate veterans are getting UFC shots. It seems like combate is a pretty good organization to get your chance in the UFC. I still think we're going to see a Jourdain win. I have high hopes for him. I like his striking style. He's entertaining. I'm going to pick him to win here. I think he does so. You know, I don't think that... I'm going to say a decision, man. If you look, the losses for Roja are mostly submissions or decisions. I don't think he's getting knocked out. I think a decision victory, good striking performance is what Charles Jourdain needs, and I think he's going to get that here. As I mentioned, he is the favorite, minus 240. Marcelo Roja, the plus 220 dog. Now, next fight, Angela Hill and Ashley Yoder. They finally get to run it back. Let's check it out. They got a nice little face-off here. Angela Hill has fought such high-level competition and done so well. She's a high-level girl. Just has had bad luck on the decision. She's going to beat Yoder here. Probably by a decision, though. Women's MMA, we see a lot of decisions, submissions, not as many knockouts. I don't think that we're going to see Hill knock her out, but I think she works Ashley Yoder for 3 rounds. She's a minus 345 favorite. Yoder a plus 315 dog. I think Hill. You know, there's going to be moments, though, when Yoder clinches up, looks to get this fight to the ground, but Hill fends it off. She's gotten a lot better as far as takedown defense goes. Her striking is excellent. I am riding Angela Hill, the minus 345 favorite, to beat Ashley Yoder, the plus 315 dog. This next fight, the first fight, I believe, on the main card as well. Interesting matchup here between two middleweights. Both notable guys, both guys that have pretty solid experience inside of the UFC at this point. Eric Anders, Darren Stewart. Darren Stewart looking pretty jacked. He's always very lean. Eric Anders in fantastic shape as well. Respectable handshake here. Definitely a respectable matchup. A little bit of a height advantage as far as Anders goes. Both are thick. Both are strong. I think Darren Stewart, a bit more explosive as far as striking goes. A little more knockout power, but Anders very durable, well-rounded guy. Athletic. He has a football background. I like this fight a lot. Darren Stewart had a split decision against Kevin Holland. Look at the success Kevin has had. It shows Darren Stewart's pretty game. He's a fairly high level guy. He's a minus 170 favorite to Eric Anders at the plus 160 dog. I want to check Anders' last fight. I know it was a loss to Jotko, but prior to that, I believe he had put a couple together. Yeah, he was on a 2-fight winning streak prior to the loss to Krzysztof Jotko. I think that Darren Stewart does beat him here. But Eric Anders is not a guy that goes down easy. He was stopped against Thiago Santos in the corner. That was in the third round. He didn't get knocked out. He takes a good shot. He's been put down, but I think that he's going to go the distance here with Darren Stewart and make it tough. It's going to be a hard fight for Stewart, but we're going to see him pull it off. He's a minus 170 favorite. Anders plus 160, riding the favorite at the minus 170. Now, the next fight, flyweight action. Manel Cape steps in on short notice. Matheus Nicolaya. Tough opponent coming up right here. UFC vet, Nicolaya, he was released. Now come back on a win streak. Manel Cape, very good in rising. Really big punching power. Pantoja gave him work, gave him problems. He was a little bit tentative. I think he's going to be more explosive here. He lets his hands go. And if he lets his hands go, he could knock out Matthew Nicolaya. I really believe that. His power in his left hand, this is from Manel Cape, devastating. Big power for a flyweight. He's a strong flyweight that hits really hard, especially that left hand. He's a southpaw. I'm going to say he gets the victory here. I could see him hurting Nicolaya, making him respect the power, but still going on to win a unanimous decision over Nicolaya. Don't necessarily know about a knockout here unless he was really able to catch something, maybe a counter strike, and do a lot of damage with that. As far as the odds for this fight, near pick'ems, minus 115 favorite is Cape. Matheus Nicolaya, a plus 105 dog. I like Manel Cape at the minus 115 in this matchup. I'm going to be picking him here. Good fights left. Let's get into the next few. Start this up again. Good face-off, too, between these two. Definitely got into it. Intense fight. It's a high-stakes fight for both. This is a big flyweight matchup here. Jonathan Martinez, Davey Grant. Grant, veteran, Ultimate Fighter finalist. Jonathan Martinez, scrappy. He gets in his face. Man, I like Martinez a lot here. He's the younger man. He's explosive. His only loss really was the Yule fight in recent times, and it was controversial as hell. I think that we're going to see Jonathan Martinez beat Davey Grant here. I could see him stopping him. Could also see a decision, but definitely going to be riding Martinez. The odds for this fight right now are a minus 310 for Jonathan Martinez. Davey Grant plus 280. Davey Grant's an older guy. He gets beat here. Martinez is going to win it. I don't see a high likelihood of an upset in this matchup, so I'm going to ride Martinez to get it done. Now, Gavin Tucker, Dan Ige up next. This is a pretty intense face-off, though, so we'll finish it off before we get into that. Right at each other's noses right there. They're ready for war. These guys are going to go at it. I think we have a fun fight. Dan Ige, Gavin Tucker. This is Gavin Tucker's biggest chance in his UFC career. I don't believe he wins here. He's been hurt before. Justin James put him down. He lost to Rick Glenn. He's good, but Dan Ige, 50K, he's got some power. He does, and he's well-rounded, man. He went 5 rounds with Calvin Kattar, gave Edson Barboza tremendous work. He's an up-and-coming guy. He's a contender, definitely. Not top 5, but definitely contender in the top 10, top 15 of the UFC. I think that he wins against Gavin Tucker here, so I'm going to be riding with Dan Ige to get it done. Check the betting odds real quick before we finish this out. Minus 147 favorite. Ige, Gavin Tucker plus 137. The odds are going to vary somewhere around there no matter where you get them from. Good little face-off here, but I really see Ige doing some work. I could see a stoppage, too. I really could. I think he could land a beautiful counter and put down Gavin Tucker. Misha Sukhanov, Ryan Spann. Spann did have a little trouble on the scale, but he made it on his second attempt. Excuse me. Sukhanov is thick. Look at that back muscle that he has there. And he's a dangerous grappler. Ryan Spann's been put in some tough positions. He struggled a bit against Sam Alvey, lost to Johnny Walker. Misha Sukhanov is going to take him down and give him trouble on the ground. Ryan Spann needs to land early and keep Sukhanov off of him. I don't think he will. I don't think he'll be able to. I think he's going to get put on his back, and I think Sukhanov taps him. Second round submission victory. Misha Sukhanov here. He is a minus 127 favorite to Spann at the plus 117. Spann, hot prospect, definitely, but bad matchup. I mean, it's not like he's the only up-and-coming guy that's going to catch an L to Misha Sukhanov. Misha has beaten good competition, time in and time out. I mean, if we look at his resume, win against Jimmy Crute, that's an excellent win. Has a win over Patrick Cummins by submission. Patrick Cummins, dangerous grappler. I think he was one of the second to last man to defeat Jan Blachowicz. Beat Nikita Krylov, Ian Kutelaba. Has some names on it. Does have losses too, as all good fighters do, but I think we're gonna see it. Good work from Misha Surkanov here. He's gonna get the win. I think he beats Ryan Spann, and he beats another prospect. Definitely, is gonna be a good performance. I'm looking forward to this fight a lot, honestly. I like both guys. I'm a fan of Spann, even though I don't predict him winning. I am a fan. Surkanov, though, on the ground, deadly. I'm going to let this face-off play out so we can enjoy, because it's intense. They're ready. These guys are ready to fight, man. They are. This is going to be dogfight. You see this good height advantage there for Leon Edwards. Bilal Muhammad's biggest chance of his career. This is huge for him, man. This is an awesome opportunity. Takes this fight. He wouldn't have gotten this big contender fight without the fallout for Hamza. I like this fight. I like how they're in each other's faces. I like how close they are to one another. This is going to be a fight. This is going to be a very intense fight. You see that face-off. They're ready. These guys are ready to go at it. I'm going to ride a Leon Edwards victory in this matchup. I think he's just too well-rounded, but I do like Bilal, and I think Bilal goes 5 rounds. Decision for Leon Edwards. As far as odds go, Edwards minus 235, Bilal plus 215. As I said, I like a Leon Edwards win. It's not an easy fight. It's going to be moments that Bilal looks good, but Leon overwhelmingly just a bit better everywhere, and I think he gets it done. Especially on the feet, he's very fluid. Bilal Muhammad did also struggle to take Diego Lima down. Grappling level difference is kind of substantial as far as Leon Edwards goes. So Edwards wins. Going to be a big win for him. I think it's going to definitely take him far, and he has a very, very bright future. I think a win probably sets him up title shot. I think it should. I don't think you... Why do the Masvidal Usman fight again? I don't understand it. At least make Masvidal win one or do it soon. They say they want to do it in September, so now you're keeping out Usman until September for a fight against Masvidal when Leon Edwards, I think, deserves it. I think Leon Edwards, Masvidal is also a cool fight. If they're not going to give him a title shot, maybe do that, the BMF fight. At least give him something big. I think he beats Bilal here, beats him good here. He looks good. I really think he's going to be impressive. Great card. Really looking forward to it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Turn those post notifications on. Tons of videos will be coming out, covering a lot of different MMA leagues. Really trying to also get on the regional scene. Cannot wait for Bellator, PFL, 1FC, all to be back. There's going to be a lot of good content coming. So thank you all so much, and I will see you guys in the next video.